I've had to make statements like this too many times. Communities like this have had to endure tragedies like this too many times. There's no greater honor, but also no greater responsibility for me than to make sure that the extraordinary men and women in uniform are properly cared for, so we are going to stay on this. We cannot and will not be passive in the face of such violence. We should be willing to challenge old assumptions in order to lessen the prospects of such violence in the future. My daughters go to the movies. What if Malia and Sasha had been at the theater, as so many of our kids do every day? These kinds of terrible, tragic events are happening with too much regularity for us not to do some soul searching and to examine additional ways that we can reduce violence. The majority of those who died today were children. Beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old. And we're going to have to come together and take meaningful action to prevent more tragedies like this, regardless of the politics. It ought to be a shock to all of us, as a nation and as a people. It ought to obsess us. It ought to lead to some sort of transformation. We don't have all the facts, but we do know that, once again, innocent people were killed in part because someone who wanted to inflict harm had no trouble getting their hands on a gun.